Bells will ring, and you will hear the bell win. Welcome. You are listening to Bewitched Banter. We're two best friends.
One skeptical looking at you, I think, in these sheets.
That is my resident ghost believer, Krista.
I sure do believe in ghosts, but on this podcast, in addition to ghosts, we talk about the universe, religions, cults, culture, true crime a little bit of the time, but mostly paranormal shit that I love. And maybe hates.
This really is the Krista show. Let's be real.
It always has been.
I used to always say, let's bring us back to Earth with the science community and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually doing what our show is supposed to be about.
I'm excited.
Oh, shit. We're doing what we said our theme was.
Holy shit, science and a dumbass like me dressed up in a sheet.
I'm going to pause because I'm wearing a sheet and I can't see. And I took off my glasses thinking I'd be as cool as a cucumber, but now I'm swimming in these sheets and I can't see. Okay. I almost died there.
So what are we covering today?
Today we are covering the haunting of the Bell Witch. Have you heard of it?
Never.
It's often referred to as the scariest ghost haunting in the USA. Okay?
Ooh.
It's freaking scary in here.
Okay, where are we going in the US of A?
The South, darling.
That shit is mad haunted. Okay, that makes sense.
Tennessee. So scary that even Andrew Jackson went to the South to investigate.
The president, right?
Yeah.
Thought so. Thanks. $20 bill.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. That part's really debatable if he actually went. The whole story, in my opinion, is debatable. And it's a very popular tourist attraction today in Tennessee, the Bell Witch Caves. If you're in that area, you might have visited the Bell Witch Caves.
Never heard of them.
It is somewhere people flock to, probably especially at this time of year. A farmer named John Bell Sr. moved to Red River with his wife Lucy, along with their 6 to 9 kids.
6 to 9. So what era is that? We don't know.
Yes, we know. It's the 1817 to 1821 is where most of the story happens, but it's early 1800s. A lot of sources can't really confirm if there's 6 or 9. They're in Red River, Tennessee, and so now it is called Adams as the town name.
Okay.
They bought a farmhouse and were living on about 320 acres of land. So
that sounds terrifying.
Sounds great to me.
No effing thanks.
I feel so much safer than I do now.
No, thank you.
Every day I would.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where we differ. I don't know.
I think you would be the first night, but after you live there for a year, would you be scared?
I don't know.
I think you just get used to it. It's like the comfort of it's your home. You probably find comfort in that there's no one around. You're not going to get shot at Walmart.
That's a valid point. But also, what about...
That's a good point.
What about animals, though?
What? You're more likely to get hit by a car than probably get attacked by an animal.
All right, moving on. They're on a lot of land. I don't want it.
Yeah, me and Chris are going to debate. But I guess I grew up in the country, so I feel safe in the country.
I did too. My parents' home was very woodsy, very hilly, and that just scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god!
But you're scared everywhere.
Ooh, burn, bitches!
Well,
I ain't scared of no ghost.
You scared in the city. You scared here.
Moving on.
The suck. Ready for a fresh start and a new beginning. I need to crank the AC down.
I'm sweating. I told you we're gonna be hot in these sheets.
I knew that, but I'm cranking the air down.
Now you look like a nun. Oh my god. But I'm just saying right now, in this sheet, you currently look like the scary ass haunted nun in one of the Conjuring universe series.
Okay. Ready for a fresh start and a new beginning. The family moved in, but obviously
they're in Bell Witch.
Had other ideas in mind. From 1817 to 1821, this family was under attack by an invisible entity that was able to speak, shape-shift, and affect the physical environment. The Bell Witch was a crafty bitch, and she was capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed, could be in 2 places at once, and was clairvoyant.
Fucking cool.
And I'm saying all this, I believe it, I don't. I think this is all horseshit.
Sign me up.
You think this is cool?
Fuck.
Or you think? I think it's cool that she had that. If you could have that talent,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
I don't believe it. Do you believe it happened? My head's starting to itch. Do I have lice?
Just we definitely have lice now.
We're fine. Okay. If we do, I'm going to call out for lice and see what my coworkers think of me.
She doesn't even work in the office.
The family lived on the farm for 13 years peacefully without any paranormal disturbances. So that all changed in 1804 when John was walking in his fields and he sees a dog, or he saw a dog, sorry.
Okay.
But the dog has a head of a bunny.
That's weird.
He's like definitely disturbed at this point. Like,
yeah, no
I'm
thanks.
seeing things. So, like any Republican, he's like the early day Republican. He shoots at the creature and it runs away. That's some Fox News shit there.
It sure fucking is.
John, 1804, America must have not changed much.
Oh my God.
We're just going back to in history.
Right to it. Wait. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, you're in Tennessee, aren't we? So that's also trash.
But it's 1800, so anywhere in the world's going to be like this. Even New York, probably.
Yeah, probably.
The creature runs away and he runs back to the house and he informs Lucy, his wife, about his experience. And obviously he's very seriously disturbed. He chops it up to, I must be tired. I must be delirious. You didn't really see something.
Sure.
You're seeing your brain's playing tricks on you.
But he actually shot the gun, it sounds like.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But the animal ran away.
Got it. Or the quote unquote animal. It could have been an apparition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
or in his mind, an apparition.
However, that same night, the entire family starts hearing noises all around the house. And it sounds like someone's like beating on the walls and scratching on the walls. And it continues throughout the whole night. John and his older sons run outside multiple times with their rifles and are hoping to catch whoever is banging and scratching on the house, but obviously they don't see anyone. And
banging on the sofa. It wasn't me.
I was scratching on the house. It wasn't me. So
banging on the bathroom floor. I'm dying. I wish I was banging on a bathroom floor right now.
No, my knees are too old for that.
You know, mine too. What am I thinking?
Now they came home.
Banging on the sofa. Came home.
The noises don't go.
Came home to Jill banging on the sofa. Or Julie. Right?
Lucy,
sorry.
The noises don't go away. Instead, over the next few nights, they become worse and more insistent. The noises are so loud that the children are unable to speak.
Spleak. Their spleens
busted open. No, they can't sleep. If that isn't scary enough, over time, the sounds start to move inside. One night, the children wake their parents up to tell them that it sounds like there are rats gnawing at their bedposts.
Ew.
Ugh, that's like,
that's disgusting.
Can you imagine if you had kids and they woke you up and they're like, Mom, Dad, a rat's gnawing at my bedpost? I'd be like, God damn it. I wish I had a gun right now.
No.
I would shoot that rat. The parents wake up and they find no one's there and they don't find anything. This becomes a whole thing where they hear this noise and then it grows over time where it gets even scarier, where the kids are waking up to pillows being thrown and blankets being pulled on them in the night.
Well,
and the spirit becomes stronger or maybe braver over time. So you don't believe any of this stuff I'm saying? Maybe you would if I didn't preface it the way I did.
Maybe. I've become quite a skeptic now. I don't know if the show's lost its magic. No pun intended. No, I believe in like unseen things still, but as far as objects moving, it's like you had to be there, bro.
The spirit then starts speaking to the family. At first, they can only hear faint noises that they can't make out. Then they start to hear whispers becoming behind the walls. The voice becomes louder and clearer over time. The spirit, which I'm assuming must be religious, recites scriptures, hymns, and even starts having conversations, probably with God. Who knows?
Do you know if there was an English or Latin?
I don't. I didn't ask what the ghost speak was.
What language they speak?
You could have a ghost that's haunting you in German. That'd be very frustrating. Actually, the great thing is we have the technology. We could translate that today.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, fuck you, German.
We can translate that now. You're not scary. Yeah. I heard you just asked where the shitter was. It's down the hallway. Danke. Leave me alone.
Danke. Shitter. No. You're so sad. That's my heritage. And I know like way more about the language and culture than I do. No spike in the Deutsch, even though my name starts with a K, Germanically, purposefully, and my last name is.
Hens. Oh, that makes sense now. Hens. Hens. Get the hens. It is so guttural.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So there's mad kids. They're scared as fuck. They're hearing noises. They think they're getting physically touched or bothered. I was going to say molested.
And she's calling them by family name.
And yeah. When you say, take my name out your mouth, ghost. Okay? Take my name out your mouth.
The spirit now has made clear that she's going to kill one of the family members. And John Bell, the dad, right? She has her eyes on him to kill.
Or fuck. Ghost fuck.
One of the two.
Succubus.
Ding.
No way, I nailed it.
No.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that.
I was like, she's a succubus?
No.
Get it, Bell Witch. I want daddies.
Now you make my story seem lame. Spirit does have a special hatred for Betsy, John's daughter. She wants to kill John, and she's mad at Betsy.
Okay.
But basically, I think this ghost was jelly. She was mostly jealous because she hated Betsy's soon-to-be husband. And
wait, I thought Betsy was the baby. She the older one.
This is happening over a span of a long time.
Like 10 years.
20 years.
Oh,
almost.
okay.
A long time. Not get into the nitty-gritty. We don't do that here.
Never.
Just take my word for it. Oh my god. The spirit does have a special hatred for Betsy, John's daughter. John and Lucy at this point are at a loss. They don't know what to do, and they haven't reached out to authorities or religious leaders to help them. They are both members of the River Baptist Church and are living in the middle of the Bible Belt in Tennessee.
No, thank you.
Lived there for several years. I know what that's like. Also, you have to think about the time. This is only 100 years after the Salem witch trials.
Wait, time out though. Is Indiana part of the Bible Belt?
It should be, at least where I lived. I basically lived in Kentucky.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you're so south. So that's not that far.
But I bet like when we say it ended, it probably was going on in different parts of the country. Still, just it ended the majority.
Oh, yeah. People are always going to be scared of witches because they're scared of women having power. And that's all the fuck it is. Don't get me started today.
So they're nervous if they come forward and tell people that they believe an evil force is trying to kill them, that they would be an outcast from society, or worse, become a target for a witch hunt. Okay?
Which is that back then, that's like Trump actually getting indicted. Oh, I said it.
John breaks down and confides in his best friend, James Johnson. And James, a skeptic like me, doesn't quite believe him. But he says he will sleep in his house with his wife to check out what's happening. James is woken up in the night again. His sheets and pillows are pulled onto the floor and the ghost bitch slaps him. He screams out, asking, "What do you want from me?" Then everything goes quiet and there are no more disturbances.
Oh.
I'm trying to put myself in their shoes for a second. If I did believe this, if you thought something was haunting you and then you're like, I need to confide in people. Am I losing my mind? What's going on? But also at the same time I go forward, will I become a target in the physical presence, not just the horror of paranormal? I feel like that's a lot. I'm playing the devil's advocate. If I did believe this, that would be a lot to deal with. I'm being haunted, but no one's going to believe me. And I think the same today. Most people think you're batshit.
Yeah, you would. What if, because you know my belief system still thinks in, there's a lot of forces we can't explain, and I still believe in ghosts, actually, believe it or not, after all 2 years of Bewitched banter, but I don't know, like if I told you that, you just laugh it off and be like, oh, she's just crazy, and you'd use it for fraud or for this, but yeah, I get it.
I like how you dragged me in the sand so many times in that sentence.
I actually am appreciating your empathy towards people who believe right now. Is actually what I was trying to do.
Well, I thought you would be doing that, and I was trying to play you because you weren't doing that. So I'm playing double role.
My inception right now.
James is now convinced that John needs to reach out for help. He convinces John that the evil spirit, the kind the Bible talks about, is the spirit haunting him. James reaches out to the religious authorities at his church, and the community, through word of mouth, learns about the spirit. Several people from the community come to the house, and they try seances, or I don't know what else you would do to get a ghost disappear, but they did that.
Exorcism.
Yeah, I know, exorcism, yeah. But their exorcism's pulling a demon out of someone's spirit. Or someone's body, physical body. So that makes sense.
No,
An exorcism when a physical human being has been possessed. This is a ghost living in a house.
Hold up. Times, everyone. Did the skeptic just explain to me the difference between exorcism and ghosts?
Okay, moving on. One community member spoke to the ghost and it replied, I was once very happy, but I have been disturbed and made unhappy. I am the spirit of a person who is buried in the woods. My graves were disturbed, my bones were disinterred and scattered, and one of my teeth was lost under this house, and I'm here looking for this tooth. So what that tells me is this is the evil tooth fairy. Community members helped the Bell family search the property at this point, and they were able to find that they were settled on Native American burial mound. The spirit then did an icebreaker one night and decided to get on first name basis with the family. And her name was Kate Batts. Very convenient because John's brother-in-law was named Kate Batts, and all the locals noticed that she had been acting very strange.
Batty, but
the source I was using, which is a great video, it's a video by an infographic show, and he said that maybe Kate was just strange, acting in the way that it was the 1820s, and she was a woman who, heaven forbid, wanted to read or maybe have a voice in the election and vote.
No, women can't.
She's delusional. She's a crazy ghost.
God forbid.
This is the next motive that comes into play. Kate Batts' brother-in-law, Benjamin, had a deal with John Bell of an enslaved person that went horribly wrong. They're all terrible.
One of them had an enslaved person, and they were fighting over them, essentially. Or
it's a business deal. So
they were fighting over the rights to a human fucking being.
Yeah.
Fuck you both. Done.
Yeah. So, and keep that in mind because it's part of the huge plot line of the story.
Okay.
Over the years, lots of locals became convinced that the dispute was between Kate and John Bell. So Kate, remember, is the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
So at this point, Kate's like pretty much having to defend her reputation and say she's not a witch and she had nothing to do with the evil spirit that's haunting his house.
Mm-hmm.
So lucky for her, which I mentioned, this is 100 years after the Salem witch trial. So enough people in the community believed her.
We're like, no, you're not a witch.
Remember how the ghosts hate Betsy's lover, Joshua?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because she couldn't physically get it in. She got it in every day, but she didn't feel anything. She bitch slapping the hell out of Betsy, scratching her every night. And Betsy has a mental breakdown and tells her lover she just can't be with him anymore and has to leave him. It's not you. It's not me.
Ghost.
It's that dumb bitch Kate breaking us up. Andrew Jackson, name dropping at this point.
Because her and Andrew Jackson's daddy were friends.
He's deeply fascinated with the southern haunting that he decides to go to the Red River. When he was reading about these stories, he thought the name Bell seemed familiar to him. When he gets to the Bell's family house, he eventually makes the connection that 3 of John's sons had fought in a battle with him. He brought his military with him. They're heading there, and supposedly the wagon comes to a halt and will not move forward. But it's weird because nothing's broken. They can't move forward. Then they hear a female voice, and someone says, "All right, General, let the wagon move on. I will see you tonight."
Oh.
And so Jackson and his men...
he's wet now. He is ready to get that witch pussy.
Jackson and his men set up tents outside of the Bell's family house. At this point, most of the men in the military think it's like a whole joke, which I would. And one of them proclaims he's a witch tamer, and the witch won't mess with him because he knows what's in his rifle. So he has some super special silver bullets. The ghost had the last laugh, however.
Succubus. Yes. Get it.
Because the witch tamer in the middle of the night falls on the ground and starts screaming and jerking his body. The rest of the soldiers beg Andrew Jackson to leave, and they are spotted leaving in the morning. Okay?
So the soldier are like, yo, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We're scared now. We're shook.
We want to serve our country, but hell no. I'm not doing this. I'm out, dog.
Mm-hmm.
See you later. And Andrew Jackson's me too.
Oh,
they all left.
Okay.
So now we're going to fast forward to John Bell. He's 70. He has trouble swallowing. His tongue feels weird. And he starts to experience weird twitching sensations in his face. And he started to slowly experience this throughout his whole body. His family doesn't realize how dire the situation is and that the spirit is still provoking. John saying that, like, basically, I'm going to kill you. Or not John. What's her name? Kate. On December 20th, 1820, John passes away. His family finds him dead in his bed in the morning. They just naturally say it was due to natural causes. Mm-hmm. The family didn't really believe this. First, there's the spirit, and then also they found a vial of black liquid in a cupboard right next to his bed. And they have no idea who brought it in.
Charcoal? Question mark? What the fuck is it?
And anyone would. You have a questionable substance. What do?
Taste it?
No, give it to your cat and pet. Yeah. I wasn't sure I would never do that in a million years, but they gave it to their cat, and their cat died right away.
Oh, poor kitty.
The family brought the black vial to the doctor, and he said it smelled similar to what John's breath smelled like after he passed.
Ew. Death. Rancid.
The family then took the vial, or whatever was remaining in the vial, and threw it in a fire, and it ignited a blue flame. We know John's dead. He's very popular. Very popular. He had the largest attended funeral in that county. Obviously, lots of people came because they loved him or knew of him, paid their respects. And then also we have the people who are nosy bastards who are like, the ghost killed him. Imagine, there's nothing to do. It's early 1800s. What else do you got to do?
Truth.
Let's go to his funeral. Are we going to see a ghost?
I mean, sounds lit.
As people are leaving the funeral, it's all peaceful and quiet. But then a voice is heard, and it's the witch. She's basically laughing and having the best day of her life because ding dong, the witch ain't dead. John is finally dead. She claims she'll be back in 7 years. She comes and goes, and she says, I'll be back in 1935. Why? We don't know. But random year, she picked it. She said, I'll come back. Then in Adams, Tennessee, people visit the Bell's Witch Cave. It was never reported that the cave actually had paranormal activity, but why people like to see it is because it's one of the few places that remain the same as when the family lived there.
Oh yeah, that's creepy. Even if you don't believe in anything after this world or whatever, that's still just, I don't know, it seems intrusive on any time and place to be like in someone's home that was undisturbed. Ew. No thanks.
A professor from Austin State University, her name is Megan Mann, became really fascinated in the story in 2008. She actually had moved to Robertson, and while she was driving along, saw a sign for the caves. And to her, what really stood out and was more interesting than most legends or folklore or like these superstitious beliefs and ghost haunting people is that there was proof that the Bell family actually were real people.
Right.
There's actual record of several people in the town confirming that they had experienced the paranormal activity in their house. So it's not just one family saying, it's multiple people in the town. She starts investigating it, and really she thinks John Bell was poisoned and he had a neurological issue. And when we refer to the blue flame, when they threw in that black vial, she said that there were about 50 known elements in the area that would cause a blue flame. So that kind of sent her down a rabbit hole, which kind of elements would cause this. And her first instinct was that it may be arsenic or lead that poisoned John. She was able to rule out that it was lead because John would have probably been able to recover from it. He would have had terrible symptoms, but he probably wouldn't have been fatal from it. They would have been able to find that afterwards because the metal would remain in his body for a long time. And actually, when it becomes part of your body, it just keeps growing and multiplying. Arsenic seemed more the likely cause.
And the rats earlier. Oh, shit. I'm following. They would have arsenic to poison the rats, I would think.
Oh, good connection. You're a good listener. It makes sense why it killed the cat because cats lack a certain type of metabolism, and it's known as leucocan acid conjunction. So they lack this metabolism, and basically that glucuronic acid allows the body to recover from small doses of arsenic. Imagine John is being dosed over time.
Yeah, that slow poisoning.
And so that's why the cat probably died right away. At this time, arsenic was widely available and was often used to keep rats and mice away from the farm, which you had a connection to. Arsenic would also cause a blue flame and would cause face tremors like John was experiencing.
Oh, shit.
Megan believes that John was a victim of long-term, what's the difference?
Long-term
arsenic poisoning.
Yeah.
She believed he received small doses of poison for almost 3 years before he died. And the night he died, he's probably given too much and passed away. Just for all you killers out there, it takes about 0.3 to 21 grams to kill someone. It's a huge ratio of what it really would take to kill someone.
And his especially long term over that amount of time.
At this time, arsenic poisonings were on the rise, and it was a big issue in the U.S. and Europe. So much so that it caused the authorities to create laws so they could send people to trial and actually be able to give them a punishment.
Damn.
For knowing that they had poisoned someone.
Hey, there's some silver lining.
We know who poisoned John. It could have been anyone, right?
It was the witch. What are you talking about?
But we have several theories, right?
Absolutely the witch.
The Bells had several enslaved people working on their farm. This wouldn't be the first time an enslaved person poisoned their enslavers.
Sure.
So that's a theory. Another theory is that John was abusive to his wife, Lucy, and she might have poisoned him. I want to talk about a little bit about the story I told. That was more a story from the view of the believers. I want to get more into the skeptics and what the historians are saying about the story I told. Okay?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I told a little tale of both. It was hard for me to fake I believed in the top. Was it believable? I'm just kidding.
Yeah? No, that's the thing. You have made me a skeptic and more skeptical. I'm not a skeptic, but I approach things that I believe much more skeptically now, and it's a gift to do that. So, Bewitched Banter's working? ?
Yes, I got one cult follower. Most of this, as I said on the top, is information we know from the book of The Haunting of Bell Witch, was written by Martin V. Ingram. The funny thing about this, when you dig a little bit further into it, he wrote the book 73 years after the hauntings had taken place. Plot twist, Martin wasn't even alive when the hauntings happened.
Yeah.
And all of his book was based on John's son's Richard's account of what happened. But funny thing is, Richard didn't even write this book until 30 years later.
Yeah.
So again, he was probably capitalizing on another person capitalizing on the story. It's just
Same
everyone's like, how can I get money?
Exactly. Listen, people have not changed in the 200, 300 years.
Well, we all know people want money.
That's it.
Everyone's money hungry.
People hustling. That's it.
There's a lot of documentation about where Andrew was situated every moment.
Oh, you and Andrew
life.
Are like tight now because it's Andrew first name.
He wrote in his diary a lot. No, but historians said you can know where he is in a general sense. And from 1814 to 1820, it was never mentioned that he visited the Red River.
Oh.
So that doesn't fully rule it out. Maybe he didn't want to report it back to the authorities. Maybe that proved.
You don't want to feel stupid. Yeah.
But so we can't always go off what they said, but there is no account for it.
Got it.
They can't find records of John's death, which I thought was 100% true. So this is he said, she said. So we don't even know. But anyway, first of all, it's the most haunted tale of all time. If you go to Tennessee, you should visit. And it has been inspiration for Hollywood, and many people today still believe it's true. And as I said on the top, it's an episode of Ghost Adventures, and it was filmed at the Bell Witch Cave. And then A Network released a show called The Cursed Bell Witch in 2015.
Is it good? Did you watch it?
No. I didn't know about the story till today. The Travel Channel had a series called Haunted Alive. I feel like it sounds familiar.
Also featuring Zach Bagans. He did it right. He knows how to produce shit.
It's called acting at this point.
Yes, and they also are self-taught videographers and audio people. So the fact that they can tell the stories that well and sell it to the Travel Channel, they're doing something right.
And
just saying.
along with several other documentaries. And that is my story of the Bell Witch haunting.
Okay.
What do you think?
So it was the sister-in-law. It was the jelly gel sister-in-law who was like, yo, here's some arsenic. I'm just going to trinkle it in your food.
I feel like the whole family might have been poisoned. I have no idea, but someone obviously did not like John.
Yeah, that bitch did it. Remember when I covered Salem, they had, what's the bacteria they ate? That it comes in baked goods that if it's not properly cooked, I'm forgetting it right now.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking
But it
about.
makes you see delusions. Hold on, it's going to bother me. Rye. There we go. It's just rye or ergo. And that's the shit. This is basically a mushroom, which as we know, work very great. Psilocybin.
Anyway, that is my episode on the Bell Witch haunting. I hope you enjoyed it. I try to wear a ghost.
We did it for almost half the episode. It was hot. Peace, Bewitches.
Yay.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram or bewitchbanter.com. Suggestions for the show? Email us at bewitchbanter@gmail.com. Credits, music Phantom Fun by Jonathan Boyle from premiumbeat.com. Podcast edited and produced by Krista Hins and Amy Holt. As always, if you enjoyed, please rate, review, and subscribe.